Welcome to Ep.7.
Welcome to the reckoning
of the CREWCast. We're actually doing it.
Yeah.
It's still every week. I'm like, look at us.
I know.
Adulting.
I know. Today was like, Emma was like, because we had some stuff going on about getting a mortgage and shit. And Emma was like, you might have to push it back, do it on a different day. And I was like, I can't.
We can't.
I can't. I've got to do it later. It's got to happen.
It has to be out by Monday. And you know that it takes me like a good day and a bit to get these buggers done.
Yeah.
So, no, Emma. No.
This was the first one where things have been quite...
The first plan of me
quite
stealing
ritual.
from Emma.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely just moving you in.
Emma has battles with multiple other men about stealing me, actually. This is a reoccurring theme.
Most women have the battle with their fella's best mate all the time.
Yeah.
I share ice cream with my best mate, as in like the cone.
Yeah.
I'm done with this one now. Do you want it, Mark?
Sure.
Yeah.
You'll suck on that.
Here, go have a look at that. We're practically kissing. I dream of you. But yeah, what we on? We're on week 7. It's sun is shining today. Sun is shining.
It was a gorgeous day.
Oof, it's starting to get to. You know what it's starting to get to?
What?
Motorbike weather.
Today was the first day I got in my car. So this was after I was leaving work. Got in my car, and when your car, it acts like a greenhouse, like storing heat. And it was the first time I got in the car, and it was warm, opposed to getting in, and it's cold. And it was warmer in the car than it was outside. So that sunlight was actually baking it. So we're getting there. And the sky is blue.
They've got the clocks going forward soon as well.
Yeah,
That's always a winner.
I don't even know what.
Is that only in England? Do Americans have that?
I think everyone has that. It's daylight savings.
Stupid. Don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Can we just leave it forward? Why don't we just leave it forward? As a nation, why don't we just have a vote? We'll all say yes.
You know that it was a study actually done on sleep. I learned this from a book called Why We Sleep.
Yeah.
And the day clocks go
I know what you're going to
back.
Say. Yeah.
So the day we lose an hour's sleep, the rates of like heart attacks and everything goes up by a substantial amount. It's like 20-25% increase. And then the day that we gain an hour, heart attacks and other things actually drop 25%. So if that doesn't say how important sleep is.
And suicide rates, when the clocks go back, go up considerable percentage. So we have a huge, huge fight towards keeping it forward. So government, who obviously, because surely you're listening to our podcast.
Of course,
because if you're not, you're out of touch as a politician.
Yeah.
Come on, Boris. Where'd you get your news from, Boris, if you're not listening to us? Keep it forward. But I had to have a word with myself today.
Yeah.
Like literally before you got here. So for those on YouTube, hello.
Hello.
So Mr. Lewis, he got here about a bit later today.
Yes, mortgage stuff.
So yeah, he got adulting stuff to do. And so I was like, okay, I'll get a work on before you get here. Guess what time I started working out? Bearing in mind Lewis is going to get here about 8 o'clock.
About 5 to 8.
Yeah, 10 past 7, mate.
All right.
And you told me you're going to hear that, 3? You told me that news?
Yeah.
So that's like how unenergetic I have been today. And I was pissed off at myself. Because as soon as I started working out, felt great.
Yeah.
And I just literally went, you're a dick.
Yeah.
You're a dick. And I sat, and in my, where I've created my little gym, I've got these door mirrors. So you hang the mirrors on the door. And I literally so I have one where I can see it, it's like a sideways view from my bench. And I literally looked over at myself, sat on the bench in the mirror.
It's like,
as if it was a different human being.
Yeah.
And I was like, after going like, oh.
You are fucking sexy.
Oh, look at that specimen.
Oh, that's nice. That is. I like that.
Look at that luscious hair. After doing all that, I looked at him and I went, you're a dick. Literally out loud to the mirror, pointed at myself, angry face. Like, I haven't seen my own angry face properly before. And I was looking at myself as if it was a person I was talking to that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I was like, you were a dick and you need to pull your fucking act together.
Yeah.
Pull your fucking socks up. Stop moping around like a little angry child that's had his toys banned from him for a little bit. And get your fucking act together. And then I just stared at myself in the eyeballs, right in the eyeballs, for like a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it was my commitment to myself. But yeah, I generally when you stare at yourself for a long period of time, it was as if someone else was staring back at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking do this.
Yeah.
So that was it. It's my commitment today to stop being such a bitch. But mainly we were talking, and we discussed this when you got here. I said I had to have a word when you got here.
Yeah,
Lewis walked in when I was like mid press up, topless, sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
just
it's
came
like I walked into one of his Instagram stories.
But the best bit was, when I looked round, you were just leaning in the doorway. Just watching. I hadn't noticed you. I shout at myself a lot when I train.
Yeah.
So it must have been a fair old sight.
Yeah, I was there for a good 20 minutes. No.
Just with like just a little sippy cup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll notice me eventually.
Hello, Jackie. Yeah. So yeah, I had to have a proper word with myself. Yeah, definitely getting a bit bummed out by this whole thing. Still, I thought I was a bit over it. But...
It happens, and catching it. That's literally it. Like that's the thing. It's never over, is it? It's just a continuing thing, and sometimes you got momentum, sometimes you got less.
And I've gone through a lot, and I know a lot of people are aware of this, but some people keep messaging me. Stop fucking messaging me. Yes, I'm single, right?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm out of the being in a relationship thing.
Yeah,
I'm out of that.
That means you're single.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if this.
I'm not in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm not in a relationship doing that. So like, I'm just me. Just me. And obviously I went through a fair old rigmarole on my own, dealt with it on my own. Didn't even tell like my family and stuff for quite a while because I don't know why. I'll probably go into it later when we're doing relevant subject matter. But when you're like me and you, we're quite like strong-minded, I guess. And we kind of just move on, right? Here we go.
Yeah.
Troop on. Deal with that later. What's more important. And I think eventually stuff just does catch up with you a little bit that you're not aware of. You think you're kind of over stuff, but then there's still a bit of either like a bit of anger or anxiety or stress or
Stuff
just
wasn't dealt with.
niggles at you. And I do a thing where I'm going to describe it as I go and visit an expanded part of the world.
Yes.
Yeah. I travel to an expanded part of our world.
Yeah.
Through the medium of a wonderful substance. And I found during my travels that I'd been not dealing with some leftover it was nothing to do with anybody else. It was purely me feeling like I'd let myself down.
Yeah.
So this is why I have my thing today. I had my little because when you travel, when you get home and there's back onto the realm, and you're a bit jet lagged, so you take a few days to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
And so this was my day where I just sat, and at the end of it, the culmination was stop being a bum. Get back to being you. And my main thing I got from it was, listen, stop worrying about everything. You have good shit to say. Just get back in front of the camera and fucking start saying it. Because my main thing I've been recently is just not wanting to pick the camera up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can't create worthy content. Because I can't go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah.
And that's just not true.
No.
Not when we have good rambles that can help other people maybe in a similar situation feel the same way. And we've said this before. If you've got a dumb thing in your head that you think only you're thinking, tell other people.
Yeah.
Guarantee they're thinking the same thing, and it makes everyone feel better when you hear someone say the same things you've been thinking. You go, oh, it's not just me.
Yeah, exactly. And also, purely when we do these podcasts, we have no structure. We just go and do them, and the feedback we've been getting is great. So obviously, what you're doing with your videos, you don't necessarily have to have some super rigid structure. But I think you're from seeing how you work with your videos, you're a perfectionist, and you're always you're really trying to get this perfect thing. Whereas sometimes just doing the thing, it doesn't doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes the imperfection of it is what people like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Because it's relatable, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. But yeah, so I had a guy come down this week. But yeah, there was no need for a but there. English legs. So anyway, I had a fellow come over and do some filming with me, and that really kind of got me back on a little bit of a. I was like, because he sent me the video today and actually watched it, and it's just about 5 steps you can do that start every day that will make your day better. Yeah. And I thought, this is going to be useful, but, I don't care if I'm going to make it as entertaining as I can, but I just want this to help the people it reaches. Yeah. But it's actually come through, and it's actually quite funny and really flowy and quite a good little watch. Yeah. So I'm quite excited now, because I've got this new... The way it's filmed is kind of cool. We've used a bit of so it's just me talking and doing some stuff, but we're jumping from scene to scene, so it keeps you engaged. But we used little cut scenes where we took an inspiration from Snatch. Where he goes, London, we're going to fucking London. Yeah. Boom, and the plane, shot blast and all that. I know exactly. Did a similar thing for what would essentially be boring bits of the video, like grooming. Yeah. But then use that kind of style, and it looks really cool. So I'm looking forward to releasing that. I'll probably release that. That might have gone out either Sunday, which will be yesterday once this is out, or it'll go out on the same day on Monday. I can't decide whether I want to do a Sunday or Monday release. I'll decide, depending on how long it takes me to decide a thumbnail with my ADHD. But yeah, so I feel good on that. I feel good, and definitely having you come over on Fridays is my focus. But we talked about deadlines.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was a good conversation. I think we should have that on here now.
Yeah, actually, we was talking about it before because I suppose we said that a lot of people have lost a sense of urgency during lockdown because most people's deadlines have either been shifted or expanded, or things are more flexible now. People are working from home, or people aren't working at all.
And this was my issue why I wasn't getting going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to clarify why we're not going to talk about this. This has been, when we talked about it, I realised, Lewis just told me why I'm not getting shit done.
Yeah, it's deadlines, isn't it? People and there's hard deadlines and there's soft deadlines, and you can put an artificial deadline in of I'm going to do this task by 2:00 today. But if there is literally zero repercurrence, is that the word?
There's no reprisal.
Yeah,
for not getting it done.
If you're just telling yourself that that's a deadline, it doesn't work because that's not how deadlines work. They actually have to mean something.
Yeah, there has to be a comeuppance if you don't get there.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, for you committing to, I'm going to put this video up at X time and then put that on your story, because then if you don't do it, people are like, hey Lex, where's the fucking thing you said you were going to put
rubbish
up? And then you're a piece of shit, Lex. And then you can be like, oh fuck, I should have done that.
I'm going to firebomb your house, Lex. So unfollow you, mate.
So in a sense, that platform that you've got, although it maybe can hold you back in certain aspects, it also is a massive area that you have for potential accountability. Put it out there, tell the people, and then you are accountable to them. It's a reason why classes work so well for people who are trying to get into fitness, like CrossFit and Zumba, whatever the fuck classes. Although they might not necessarily be the most effective, but you are then have accountability from the other people that are in the class, because Sandra is going to be...
Shazza.
Yeah. You've told her that you're going to see her that time next week, and if you don't do it, you're going to look like a dick.
Yeah.
So you're accountable to those other people, and that's the social pressure of doing it. And social pressure is not always a bad thing. People think that, you're getting forced into doing shit you don't want to do. Sometimes that's a good thing. Most people don't want to train.
As long as it's not kicking kittens.
Yeah.
Because that's too easy. It's not even a challenge.
Yeah.
They're so light.
Yeah, they're way easy.
Dogs are way better time. We're kidding. Absolutely kidding. So put your fingers down, Karen. Sit back, drink your Java juice, and shut up.
Talking of Java juice, we're going to have a sipperoonie on this bad boy.
Right, so many of you have been getting in contact with us about the whiskies and rums that we drink on the show. We generally thought this would just be our own little fun thing.
Yeah, we're just what excuse can we have to drink?
I told you tonight, somebody sent me a message, and they literally are buying every drink that we do every week, and he sent me a video of just scanning across all the drinks on his drinks cabinet.
Nice.
It's all our drinks. It was a bit weird because obviously they're like drinks you can pick up everywhere, but I was like, it's weird seeing him have the same as what I have on the drinks cabinet downstairs. I thought that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and I like that little thing that we're starting. So you can introduce us on, because you've gone and found this, but it was after a request of a number of people who are well into their whiskies, and this is a bourbon. No, bourbon's a biscuit.
A bourbon biscuit.
Bourbon is a British, so this is a bourbon.
We're just having a bourbon biscuit instead. Sorry, guys.
You can open this one. I think you deserve to open this for finding it. But it's called Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Now the cool thing about this whiskey is from the 1700s. It's been going since legit cowboy times. Have I made that up? That's right, isn't it? 1700?
I don't know.
Literally, this whiskey has been going so long.
1775.
Look at that.
Early pioneers.
Knowledge, Lex. I mean, I may not remember the important things I need to know in life, but the lyrics to Top Gun and the date that whiskey came around.
The only things he's got.
Yeah. So literally, and I mean this using the word properly, not like, those Chelsea lot use it for. That's not a Chelsea accent I was going to do for that. Literally died. Did you? It's amazing.
How are you talking?
Are you Jesus?
Yeah.
Yeah. So cowboys would have actually been drinking this bourbon.
Yeah.
And that is dope.
This is
literally linked back to history.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Buffalo Trace.
I just think that's dope. So this is why we do the thing with whiskies. They have history, they have heritage, they have a story behind them. It's not like a freaking Budweiser.
Yeah.
I just this is part of the enjoyment for me, is finding out where they come from, and this is one of the biggest stories I think I've seen in a whiskey so far. The fact that the Cowboys are drinking this boggles my mind.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a real good one. Because it came about because when somebody asked us about some of our favourites, and I mentioned, and I was like, I couldn't remember what it was called. I was like, it's something Buffalo, and then somebody replied saying, oh, it's Buffalo Trace, because I bought this for one of my members of staff, Tom, for his birthday a couple of years ago, and he really loved it. And I had a little bit then, and it was very nice. So that's kind of how it all came about.
So as always, we do the. This one doesn't look like a twisty top. It looks like a cork.
It is a cork.
Get in.
It is a cork.
That's whiskey sound. Right, so... Oh, hang on. No, that Scotchery had a cork as well. So, right, does anyone want to let us know why does the bourbon and the Scotch have a cork and the other ones are all twisty tops?
Yes.
I want to know why, because in my head, surely corks are better for, like, flavour, savour and all that. Anyway, pop
and
it.
More cowboy.
Do the test.
I'm going to do the pop
do
test.
The pop test. Ooh, it was a cheeky one again.
Yeah, a little cheeky pop.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little...
It's a teeny cork. It's like
button cork.
like a button penis.
It's just like mine.
little button mushroom penis. It is a... But did you die? Oh, you never died from cock before? Oh, but did you die? Yeah, that's what it looks like. What does it smell like?
Arthur Morgan would drink this.
Oh my God, Arthur would definitely drink this. Hey, boy.
Maybe I'll keep her in black.
I'll keep her in black
on your behalf.
If you've not played Red Dead, you can't be our friend.
Yeah.
Oh, this smells nice.
Maybe I'll keep her in black.
Oh, what's that? You can smell the cask that it's kept in, can't you? Oh, you
Maybe I'll drink Buffalo Trace.
Maybe.
On your behalf.
Oh, okay. Pour it. You got to pour that. Okay, I'm ready for this one.
Give us your glass, mate.
Do the glug test. You got to pour it in front of you, Mike.
Oh, do you want me to do you?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying.
So whilst Lou's done, yeah.
Oh,
that sound. Oh, that is a cowboy pour. Wow. Okay. Brilliant. So, as always, guys, remember, drink your whiskey. What's the word where you're sensible?
Responsible?
That's the one. Yeah.
Drink your whiskey irresponsibly.
Drink your whiskey responsibly.
Or irresponsibly, depending on. Can we say that? Are we obligated?
And by responsible, I don't. No, we're not being obligated. I refuse to be obligated.
We might have to start putting a disclaimer.
Disclaimer: don't drink whiskey and Kit Kats.
Don't do anything that we say.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
In this podcast, maybe outside of the podcast, but not in the podcast.
Some of the stuff we say,
although half the time we are giving people advice, maybe.
Yeah.
We can't say that.
Don't do what we say, because some of our stuff is actually useful.
Okay. You are responsible for your own actions because you're all adults, and if you're not an adult, you're still responsible.
Yeah. Just don't sue us.
Yeah. Please.
Please. Yeah. So, by responsible, I mean have the proper ice in your glass, which you should have boiled ice. Pour the whiskey, or the bourbon, or the rum, and then let the ice and the drink sit for a good 5 minutes. Let it get down to temperature. Then we'll take a little sipperoo. Now, as always, we have asked you guys some questions. Oh, asked you 4 questions for us to answer.
Yes.
And
we've got some good ones.
Yes. I would like to say, though, before the podcast happened, with Lewis coming back on the deadline thing, because you were coming at 8 o'clock, it actually made me get off the sofa, which I'd been sucked to all day, like created a full bum groove in the sofa. And I blasted that workout and got it done, obviously, just by Lewis got here. Feel amazing now. And I'm getting serious about kicking my own ass because I had a protein shake afterwards.
Yep.
I haven't had a protein shake properly, like as in you have to have this because you've worked out protein shake for a while.
And he farted right before the podcast started.
I did. I blew gas.
Yep.
I found gas from the shake. It went through quick.
That's good then.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's good.
I am dedicating myself back. Because my diet's not been actually that bad. I've been cooking and eating and doing that. I'm actually leaning out quite nicely. Just eating intuitively. Fasting till midday. People always ask this. So what I'm doing, I'm fasting till midday. So when you see me getting up and having breakfast, I'm just woken up and got out of bed at 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
The late coffee and the late breakfast is a purpose inbuilt into my day thing so that I don't get up and require something.
Yeah.
So I can just get up and be me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eating from like 1 o'clock-ish, start then.
Yeah.
And then I usually end up finishing eating around about 10.
Yeah.
And then, so now I want to finish at like 9:30, get to bed by 10:30, 11.
Yeah.
Because I've been going to bed at 3 a.m.
Do you train
terrible
with it on an empty stomach most of the time, or is it?
Oh, well, see, what I want to do is get up and
do
my
ab stuff.
Do my ab movements, which I have been doing, and they're brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting up and doing 5 by 5 by 5. So I do like hanging toe touches into hanging leg raises into hanging knee tucks. And the reason I'm doing all hanging is I'm trying to fix my pelvic tilt.
Mm-hmm.
I got the duck butt.
Duck butt.
I got the duck butt. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to roll my spine back down on the negatives and stop that lower back arching out and just swinging underneath. I'm forcing it to extend on those negatives. So it's really worked because I'm hurting.
Good.
And obviously working my abs as well at the same time, so double benefit. But if you do have a pelvic tilt, the hanging works really good. Video yourself, you'll catch your lower back arching on negatives because you've got tight hip flexors and stuff. Stop it doing that by squeezing your glutes a little bit and then just driving your feet right down to the floor when you get to the bottom to really lengthen that spine. And that's been really good. And then what I'm going to start doing though
Medieval torture rack, that's also really good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what though? I reckon that would actually be as long as you didn't do to the point where your arms and things popped. I think it'd be quite good for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, why aren't these a thing?
Why aren't these little torture devices?
I'll speak to one of our fabricators. I'll see if we can get.
Yeah, dude. How funny would that be if in the middle of the gym you had just this torture rack?
Yeah, strap yourself to that, mate.
Yeah,
You're
just
like 2 inches taller by the end of it.
Click, click, click. I think they used to have one. They used to have those, for like kickboxers and stuff.
Inversion tables where
No. You sit in and you put your legs either side, and they slowly, click by click, would put you into the splits.
Yeah, you can still get
splits.
them. Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, you can still get them.
I don't know how you make those without getting sued now. Too many Karens in the world.
I've seen them. Yeah, you can get them.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd get to like click number 3 out of 70.
Stop.
That'd be it.
Yeah. Please.
Somebody messaged me today saying, on Instagram, they're just asking something about the morning movements. And then they were like, cool, I'm going to start doing that because I'm about as flexible as a block of flats. And I put, I'm the neighbouring block. Don't worry, mate. You're not alone. You're not alone.
I'm talking to like funny sayings. I love stuff like that. And somebody said he's got teeth like a bag of smashed crabs. Teeth like a bag of smashed crabs.
What an insult. You would have to take that insult and be like, that's clever. Yeah, well played.
Fair enough.
Well played. That's one of those where you just go, yeah, that's quick. I like that.
So, just if anyone wanted to use it, it's out there now.
Got teeth like a bag of smashed crabs. You know what you could also use? You got teeth like a bag of smashed biscuits.
Yeah, that's also
like
good.
a broken biscuit.
Yeah. Teeth like a burnt down fence.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I want to think of more, but I feel like we're getting a bit mean.
It's not dark edition at anyone. It's just.
If you have any funny insults, let us know. Comments on the YouTube section or just message us.
Yeah, just let us know. Should we narrow this down to teeth?
Yeah, just teeth.
Teeth insults, please. Just drop a load of teeth insults in the comments. That'd be great. Right, shall I get onto some of these questions, or should we have a sip first?
Let's do the sip now, then. Questions.
Yeah, we are.
So we're going to. So this is Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
They've got a good story on the back. You read it, because I can't.
Okay, in my best reading voice. Here we go. Oh my god, it's a proper story, mate. Okay, and it's 40%. So normal 40% drinks, you would expect a hefty first sip alcohol kick. You feel that burn a little bit, and if it doesn't, that's when you know it's smooth. Okay, here we go. The ancient paths of countless buffalo led America westward. Legendary explorers, pioneers, and settlers alike followed these trails, known as traces. It's like a movie thing, isn't it? The Tracer.
The Tracer.
Traces. Through rugged wilderness and the new lands, new adventures, and newfound freedom. It's so American. One such trace, called the Great Buffalo Trace, crossed the Kentucky River at a spot just north of present-day Frankfort. Don't know if I said that right. Early pioneers settled here in 1775. And with I'm going to try and go a bit western with it, like in the whiskey adverts. With plentiful pure limestone, water and rich river bottom loam for growing exceptional grains, distillation quickly followed. With an unparalleled reputation for creating outstanding bourbon whiskey, the Buffalo Trace Distillery today stands as one of America's oldest distilling sites.
Amazing.
And then there's more. But basically, it's just all cool shit like about exploring an adventure. It doesn't actually say
It's
like
old
how
as
the pros.
fuck.
Yeah,
Basically.
Yeah, basically, we old as shit and better than everyone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really tell us what we're supposed to expect, like on the nose. Sometimes when you look on the back, it'll also tell you like on the nose and on the palate what you're supposed to do. So we'll see what our.
We're going to have a
Chin
clinker.
yes, I think. Cheers,
Clink.
sir. Happy Friday. Happy
Friday.
Monday, everybody else.
Yeah, happy Monday, everyone else. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm. Ooh, that is very, very smooth. No burn. Not even on the first sip. Ooh, getting a little bit of heat down the side of the tongue now.
Yeah, right at the end. It was gone.
It was gone,
and then
the
it was
heat
like
comes back. But not a burn, just heat, spice, a little bit peppery.
Yeah.
It is sweet though. Sweet over the front of the tongue, and then Our palates are not refined enough yet to determine the difference between like that kind of oaky, woody taste to all the other peats and stuff. We just get sweetness and smoke, don't we, really?
It tastes good, it tastes bad.
But it's smooth. It is very smooth.
Yeah.
And it's not overly smoky, so that kind of... it's definitely a sweet lead taste.
I think, just from the first sip or two, I think this is not quite as good as last week's.
Which was last week's?
Last week's was... what was it called now? It was the Jack Daniels. The
Gentleman.
Yeah,
See,
Gentleman
now, I would
Jack.
say this is nicer from first taste than the Gentleman, but that Gentleman, when you were 2 or 3 glasses in, was super smooth. That got really, really smooth. But I reckon that's already smooth to me now. I think 3 glasses in, this is going to be smoother.
Yeah, that's just from my first few sips, so it might change. But like,
everyone's palate's different. But
yeah, true.
Well, for me, I think that's very similar to the Gentleman Jack flavour.
It is similar.
Sweet, but a little less smoky.
Yes.
So I could drink more of this on like a sunny day.
Yeah.
I think the Gentleman for me is more of a
winter warmer.
Winter one, yeah. So nice, yeah. Buffalo Trace, good choice. People who follow us and tell us what to drink.
Yes.
Well done.
Right.
Right. So on to your questions that we have asked, and we ask these every single week. I will put them up probably about an hour and a half before we start filming because I always forget, and then we go, we should probably put questions up. Yeah. And then,
So talking of what we should drink and what we've been recommending.
I did say ask us anything, so it's just more fun.
It's nothing weird that they're telling us to drink. Someone says, where is the Balvenie whiskey? See that first one there? Balvenie?
Where is the Balvenie? Balvenie?
Balvenie.
I don't know.
Where is it?
Where is the whiskey?
I assume it's probably in some shop somewhere.
It sounds like a rhetorical question. Like we're supposed to go. He says, "Where's the Balvenie whiskey?" We go, I don't know. Where is the Balvenie whiskey? And then he says something funny.
Maybe it's the start of a joke.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. Next,
maybe we should Google it.
We'll Google it later.
Maybe we just want to add to the list.
If we can get it, it'll go on the list.
Right. So the strictest person in fitness regarding training and nutrition.
Matt Ogus. It's 100%. So no one's even close.
Fair enough. For me, it's somebody that no one will know because they're not in the fitness industry, but they are into fitness. It's just someone who's...
Your mate Dave.
My mate Dave. He'll fucking have Ogus any day of the week, mate.
He don't train, but he is committed to his noodles.
He's fucking committed.
He loves a pot noodle and he is committed.
Yeah. Right. So this one, I've heard this many times because my partner Emma has asked this question. What's the difference between a pebble and a stone?
There isn't a difference. They are the same thing. A pebble's just a small stone, usually weathered by water of some kind.
See, Emma likes tangible black and white answers, and I'm like, sometimes there's like a pebble, stone, rock, boulder flow chart, and you're kind of like sliding along the scale. It's not just like at this point. After a 43 diameter, 43 inch diameter.
I think anything under like probably 3 inches or is a pebble.
Is a micro penis.
My brain wasn't ready.
What are we talking about? Pebbles? Sorry.
My brain wasn't ready. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you unsipping your whiskey like you just won the conversation. You did actually win. That is your conversation. Right, yeah, Emma. So a pebble is basically a small stone that is, I would say, usually weathered by and shaped by water.
A pebble would be smooth, wouldn't it, as well?
Yeah,
like a stone could have some sharp edges, but I would classify a pebble as something very smooth.
I think a pebble is a small
well-rounded.
stone, whereas a stone is an earth-created thing.
It's a brick from
started
Earth.
really well and ended up using the word thing.
It's an earth brick.
Least scientific way possible.
Right. At-home tricep builders with dumbbells or barbells?
Dumbbells for me for triceps.
I think it's like what movements would you use for those? With dumbbell or barbell, what are you going to
do? Kickbacks, because no bugger does them right in the gym anyway. If you do them right, you only need 8 to 10 kilos, and those mothers burn. And they also make you really force like stabilization of all your back, core, and shoulder. Yeah. No, I can't describe the other one that I do. But it's like a dumbbell skull crusher, but at an angle, and I do rotations with it. So it starts as like a hammer grip.
Yeah.
Then as I come up, I finish at an angle.
Right, so you're pressing supinated.
So yeah, start
neutral grip
into supinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I roll up. So as I come up, I roll to supinated, but I keep the elbow in at all times. So I'm actually only rotating at the wrist and keeping the arm really straight. What's going to happen is the elbow is going to want to roll out with the hand turning in.
Yeah.
Don't let it.
Yeah.
It's a killer. Literally 6 kilos. You can die with 6 kilos on it. It's
nice.
Brilliant.
We good?
Yeah. We just... sorry, YouTube. You've had a bit of a blackout, but
God damn.
we do it every time.
We need we need a little timer.
We do need a little alarm, but I don't like being invasive. So there you go. Sorry about the YouTube, but you'll still hear us chatting anyway, and I'll just lub in some funny stuff on the screen. It'll have been a funny question for you to answer.
Actually, being able to explain this, put a picture of this. Like, I'll send you like a diagram of like somebody doing a roll introspection.
So yeah, go to the YouTube.
Or we'll demo it
if you're confused. We'll put it up on there, and there'll also be a funny question for you to answer.
Yeah, like a roll introspection. I think if you just YouTube rolling tricep extension, there'll be a shitload of videos. But feels great for your elbows. It can be loaded fairly heavily over time as well. You got to progress into it. Be very careful of like the range of motion, and don't you want to like overextend at the shoulder because you may hurt yourself. But
like anything, right? When you're trying it at home, go slow.
Yep.
Really focus on the movement. Really control your negatives. Because if you fuck up your negatives on anything, so this is just across your training in general. If you fuck up the negative, your positive is going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
Like, don't assume that because you blasted through the negative and fired up into the positive, you've done the movement right. There's a huge difference between shifting a weight and lifting a weight. And a lot of people in the gym just shift weights and then wonder why they don't progress. Because you're not activating muscles, you're using compensation movements, compensation muscles, you're out of alignment, shit's kicking off, and you think you're killing it until 9 months down the line, something pops, tweaks, or pings.
Yeah.
Because it's a cumulative overload over time in the wrong areas.
Yeah, you need to know what you're training and whether the movements that you're doing are actually applicable for it. And also, it's getting that balance, isn't it? You can overly focus on slow, controlled, and then also you can overly focus on just shifting weight. And
I think I went too much on doing a lot of light focus work for a while, and then I actually picked up some heavier dumbbells and was like, ooh, it gassed me, like real fast.
Yeah, I think
like I pumped out real hard as well.
The same as most things in life.
Good to mix it up.
Yeah, the right answer normally lies somewhere in the middle, and that doesn't mean that like how a lot of training programs can be structured now. You might have heavy compound lifts as your first 2 movements. And then you're going to back off and do lighter accessory work, and that's when you're going to work into the higher rep ranges with more fluffy
a really
dumbbells.
Good way. Yeah, really good way of doing it is to start with just only have like a singular compound movement in there for the one muscle group each time, then move on to one that's maybe a bit compound with isolation, then onto isolations.
Yes.
But you see so many people that just like smashing out isolation after isolation after isolation, and then wonder why they're not really functional. Elsewhere. That's a good idea. Yeah, mix and match everything. Here's a good thing, people. There is no real right or wrong way to train.
No.
Like, today, I did chest and back. And sometimes...
I did chest and back today as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was an upper session.
I always do those kind of movements when I've had, like, a couple of days off that I shouldn't have had off. Mm-hmm. I just go back in and just do 2 major points. Yeah. I wouldn't normally train them back-to-back normally, I don't think. But, again, I train quite... Just, like... Because I'd had that low motivational point... Once I'm going, if I like something and I'm in the groove, I don't leave it. Mm-hmm. So sometimes when I go in on leg days and I'm going to leg press, I'm only supposed to do 5 sets. Sometimes I do 10 because I'm on that and I'm feeling great. Everything's connecting. I feel like it's a benefit staying there. So why would I leave that to then go and do something like a squat or something that I'm not in the mindset for?
Yeah.
Like I'll leave that for the second legs training day of the week, which is absolutely fine to do. Yeah. I would sit on that leg press and smash it out. Maybe I'll vary my foot position close to wide, maybe, but maybe not. Maybe just grind it out because I'm fucking in that zone. And today I had the same thing. I started with pull-ups with back, and it just felt like I was really connecting with the bad points. Yeah. So in between every chest set, I just did 8 to 10 pull-ups, and by the end of it, oh my god.
Yeah,
I was like having to shout at myself. I was having to do them in like 3s to get up to like 8 reps.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's absolutely blown out. Felt great. It's a functional movement. Pull-ups are something we neglect a lot anyway.
Yeah, I think like pull-ups is probably the number one best back movement that is not done enough. Like I would rate I think dumbbell rows, barbell rows, they're really, really great, but you often find they're limited in range of motion, whereas a pull-up, it ticks all the boxes, great range of motion, it's healthy for your shoulders, it can be loaded over time. Yeah. I think the only hardship with a pull-up is people that are already a little bit heavier or just starting out and they're quite weak.
But then you can use bands.
Yeah, you can.
Let's not go too deep on pull-up details, though.
But
That's 'cause we're getting bogged down. We're just getting nerdy.
Yeah, pull-ups are the shit.
The point
Get good
is,
at pull-ups.
just train.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you feel like doing that day, flow as it comes. Like don't be too strict on yourself. Get the shit done, and just as it flows. Like midway through one of the sets, it's like punching the punch bag because I just felt that's what I wanted to do. So I just laced the thing up and then went back into pull-ups, and I got a nice burn on my elbow. Right there.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I was wondering what you were like rubbing cream into your
I
elbow.
was like, I better rub that before that scabs up nice. Yeah, if you catch the bag just perfect, in real fight it'd be a cutting shot. It'd like slice people up and real nice.
Yeah.
But with the bag, it just burns your skin off.
Well, there's somebody here who's actually asked you where you got your freestanding bag from.
Oh, let me tell you. A little bit of news coming that way. Actually, I think I got it through today.
Yeah.
I am signing with RDX, the fight company. How
Nice.
fucking cool is that?
That's it.
These people are linked with like Tony Ferguson
Yep.
from the UFC.
Oh, mate, you need training session with Tony Ferguson.
I think I do.
You'd be throwing
imagine?
tyres around and
You would
rolling
be
around.
so confused by the end. You'd be like, best day ever, but don't know what I learned.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't understand this, just YouTube Tony Ferguson training.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll just see the wildest shit ever.
It's a mixture between martial arts and breakdancing.
Yeah.
Plus, if you've ever seen a kid at a ball pit.
Yeah. And sometimes it just includes a tyre for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah, and it'll be in an abstract place like a field. I don't know how he got the tyre there,
He's so cool.
but he is a fucking badass.
He really is. But yeah, so I'm linking up, going to be working with RDX to bring. Obviously, we do the street fight videos and stuff like that, which are legit. But I want to do some fun things where people can do stuff at home from the bag work, and they actually have some really other cool stuff that I've just got through. Like they have sand kettlebells and sand bags. So with the kettlebells, because it's sand, you can chuck it around and you don't smash your floors up in the house.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. And I've been using that for like doing goblet squats and stuff like that, bicep curls, the standard clean and presses.
Yeah.
Kettlebells are fantastic, but obviously in the home they can be a real
fuck
hard
your
shape
shit up.
and really smash up. Yeah. And obviously, if you're new to kettlebells as well, sand-filled kettlebells are great because they don't bruise you up as much as well.
Yeah.
And then I have a sand bag now, so I can do.
I don't know if you already said it. Is like you can adjust the weight, can't you? You just take sand out, put more sand in.
I don't know. I haven't fiddled with them that much actually. There is like a Velcro thing on the top where you can, and inside is sandbags.
Yeah, surely you just take some bags
You
out.
could take the weight out, yeah.
Yeah, and then you've made it lighter, so it's incrementally loadable.
Yeah, probably.
Which I
probably
always
look into
think like dumbbells, like because people are always like, oh, what's better, dumbbells or barbells or whatever, and really like whatever's incrementally loadable is going to be the best. Which is why that's kettlebell's downfall. You have to have a set of every single kettlebell.
Yeah.
But something like that gets over that issue.
Somewhere between 8 and 12 kilos of kettlebells, I think is a good find. You can do a lot with a 10-kilo kettlebell.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and they've got a sandbag as well, so I can do squats and all that kind of stuff, and even like front squats because I can hold it at the front.
Yeah.
So yeah, really cool. And the punch bag I have is a 6 foot. It's a 6 foot indoor punch bag, and it is on a water filled. You can fill it with sand. I filled it with water because I didn't have time to go and buy sand. Water filled base, and it has suckers on the bottom. Now mine's on a wooden floor, so it's not ideal, but it's still you can literally full on tie kick this thing like you're trying to break
absolutely
wood.
leather
it, and it moves like an inch. If this was on normal flooring that was level, it wouldn't move at all. Like you once you placed it, you'd struggle to move it again afterwards. Like it's so good. And so yeah, it's the 6 foot standing punch bag I've got from RDX, and it is dope. But wait, because I will have a discount code for you all, and that's rare with RDX stuff, I think. Ooh. Yeah. So and it's going to save you a fair wallop because punch bags and that, they're not like buying a £20 something. They're a great investment, but they are an investment, so you will save a significant wallop with it.
It's solid as well, isn't it? Like because
have leathered the crap out of it to see what we can if we could knock it over, and we could not knock it over.
Because it's relative when it's not filled. It's relatively lightweight, and I was like, we'll see how this goes. But when you put it together, it's so surprisingly solid. It was like. Considering the weight of the whole thing, it was mad, wasn't it?
I have filmed a video of getting it all the stuff, so the YouTube video will be up definitely next week. So I've got 2 videos going up next week because productivity is back. And one of those is me unboxing and setting up the thing, and also rugby tackling it.
Yeah, nice.
Which kind of hurt. So yeah, there you go. It's RDX. It's really good. And if they, I would like to say, they've had like many companies have had stock issues getting things shipped over left, right, and centre. They are literally like personally messaging all orders and people like that, letting them know exactly what's going on.
That's awesome.
So back because so many people have ordered them. There's like a backlog, but they're really working. They're very, very good with customers. And just really one of the reasons I've actually gone with them is they give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because I'm very, I like that about companies. When they don't, I just
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
it feels false if they don't.
No,
So, yeah,
okay.
they really do care. So it's fair play.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good, and they give a shit about current customers rather than just new.
Yeah.
So they really they support loyalty.
I was talking to my grandparents about this the other day.
The loyalty factor.
Yeah, because they were like, it's all fucking gone now. Well, they just swear. They don't swear. Something about the gas and electric, and they were just like, the longer you stay with the company, and they'll just incrementally creep up the prices so you don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just such a bad way to treat existing customers. We're why? If anything, it should be going down because they've stopped with you for such a long time. Encourage long-term customers because no one wants to have to swap constantly.
All I get from an electricity company is threatening messages. You've not paid your bill yet.
Yeah,
because your app doesn't work, dickhead. I tried paying my bill 5 times. Your app keeps crashing. So shush your face. And also, why is my bill an estimate? How about I estimate I owe you 20p?
Yeah.
You what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I've estimated. It's probably about right.
I've estimated it. Yeah.
It is mad, isn't it?
I challenge your estimate for my estimate. See who wins.
Let me know how that goes, mate.
Let me know how it comes when you get your 20p.
Right. So we've got some other ones here. So who are your favourite people to take inspiration from when cooking?
When cooking? My mum.
I'm going to say Gordon Ramsay.
No.
It's fucking raw.
Look at it. No, because Ramsay just makes everything really delectable. Yeah. You can't eat all his food all the time. It's too rich. There's too much going on. I
wasn't actually being serious. I do like Ramsay's food, and I just love him as a person.
Yeah,
because he's
like him as a person.
Terrifying.
I like the fact that we gave him shit in England, and he went, "Cool beans. I'm moving to America."
Yeah, and then it blew up, and he's so fucking...
Yeah, where they all high-five me and say, well done. Because there's a real problem in England. Yeah. The moment somebody over here does well, we're like, oh, look who they think they are. But no, that's not true. Because the older generations are like, oh, yes, blah, blah, blah. It's the ones like, how is he thinking?
Yeah.
He was in sentences with, look how is he thinking? We have a real problem in this with our press in England where they batter anyone for doing well rather than spread. Where in America, they're all like butt slaps and high fives.
Yeah.
Like, yo, amazing what you're doing, bro.
Why can't butt slaps be more popular?
Every time.
Why can't butt slaps be popular in England?
I know, we never developed the butt slap.
No.
In America, it's like the thing. Yeah. Going onto the football field, you're about to kill. Get on there, kill everybody. Yeah! Okay, get out there. Butt slap.
Spank.
Little spank. Yeah.
But...
Imagine. We should start implementing it.
Yeah.
But just for the postman. Cheers, mate. Butt slap.
Yeah. I don't know about your postman.
Have you seen my postman?
Yeah, I have.
My postman is a transgender postman.
Yeah.
So I think I would not only get arrested, I would also then be hunted by the transgender community for
sexual assault.
Something.
Yeah, it'd be something.
For not appreciating the balance of the butt lifestyle of a transgender post person.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realise that.
Yeah, I caught myself then. Look at that. Ha in your face. Transgender community and Karens.
Yeah,
no, he's cool. I like him. Yeah. He just rocked up though one day, just different.
I saw something today.
It was odd.
I don't know if have you heard of Matt? I think his name was Matt Kroc. He was
Sorry, I heard him, didn't I? She turned up.
I don't know.
Yeah,
is it a woman?
I said he. There's a Twitter rant already. Somebody's ranting on Twitter now already about it. So it's too late. Can't think about it.
Well, how do you talk about them in past tense?
You can't. You're not allowed to ever dead name or anything like that. That's forbidden.
So you cannot. I don't keep.
If you accidentally say it, it's forbidden.
Yeah.
You have spoken. He whose name shall not be spoken.
Fair enough. Because I'm literally
I'm
not against literally anything. I think
people can do crap. Do what you want, makes you happy. As long as you're not harming other people, do as you bloody please.
I don't know whether you know this. My mom's a lesbian and she's married to a woman. I grew up in a household with...
Oh no, because you had your mum and dad.
Because I was born.
Because you were here. Yeah, because you are here.
I was a test tube baby.
I was found in a cardboard box.
Yeah. So I grew up in a house where we had some lodgers, a couple of gay guys. That's completely normal. Being straight or gay literally didn't mean fuck all. Do whatever the fuck you want to do as long as it's not hurting anyone. Why would your sexuality or gender...
I don't get it. I don't get racism. I don't understand how you can dislike somebody because their skin colour's different. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's so illogical to me. It's like smoking to me is illogical. Like, you want to suck smoke into your lungs to blow it back out again. Why? Like, you know what I mean? It's just that there's no why for me in it. There's no answer to the question why.
Like, racism is literally it's
Not
the same as like
answer anyway.
it's like not liking someone because of the
It's
colour
like
of
me
their
hating
hair.
you for the colour of your eyes.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
It is so random, isn't it? It makes literally no sense at all.
It's more because it's you're from a different place from me. You're from outside of our line.
Yeah,
In the line in the stand. You're from the other bit.
Yeah, and it's
This
just
is my
like,
bit. This is my bit. You're not allowed in my bit.
It's weird, and like I still can't believe that it's still a thing now. Like now that people are so much more educated and understand that there is.
It's an odd thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's bizarre that people still cling on to it. I think for most people, it's a defense mechanism, isn't it?
I got a cool school story for that one. That always sticks with me whenever, and this always stuck with me, which is how I knew I wasn't racist.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that, like, I don't see skin colour, like, obviously, no. But it was so we used to play pranks on each other all the time at school, because it was an all boys school. I went to an all boys school, so I mean, you put. I don't know how many kids were in a year, like, I don't know, 100 lads per year altogether for 5 years. You're going to get up to shenanigans. And we got up to plenty of shenanigans. And so there was, what was he called now? I'm going to call him Mr. J, because I can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure it started with J. It was I'll spend too much time trying to remember. What's that, Brain? The lyrics to Top Gun? No, we don't need that right now. Oh, okay, yeah. Shh. I honestly feel sometimes like my brain is a separate entity.
Yeah.
Like it does its own thing.
Was that who you were talking to in the mirror? You weren't talking to Lex. You were
That's
talking
what I mean.
to Lex's brain.
Honestly, when I was talking to myself in the mirror, it felt like I was talking to a different person. But I honestly think that's part of my, when I go on my travels.
Yeah. I've got something to talk about to do with that.
Helps me do that a little bit. But yeah, so let's say Mr. J. So he was a. What was he now? I think he was Indian of descent. I want to say Indian. He was either Indian or Bengali, one of the two. Because he had really, really round features. I just remember he had like, when people have like tubby ears. Just remember that of him. Glasses and then tubby ears. Yeah. But yeah, he was a really nice lad and he was really smart, but he wasn't very sporty. Yeah. So like he wasn't right into kind of, like rough and tumble. Yeah. Whereas we were all playing wrestling and literally slamming each other through desks. Yeah. And we were doing something daft and he was like, we stopped doing that, we're going to get done. I think we were playing football in the form room and like we had all those tiles in the ceiling and we kept knocking them down and you break those, you get done. And so he's going on and we're like, stop being such a tattletale, but whatever. And we realised that he fit in a lockable cupboard. Yeah. A steel lockable cupboard that was a filing cabinet style thing. So we got him into this cupboard, the steel cupboard, and shut the doors. Now, there's no key to lock it, but what happens if you tip it on its front is they're basically coffined until someone comes and lifts it up and lets them out. So that's what we did. Yeah, that's what we did. Bearing in mind, like the week before, I got locked in the cupboard. Yeah. It's just all fun and games. So we put him in there, and that was like a few days before, and so he was mad at me already. And then we were doing something else silly in the classroom, and he had another go at me, and I went and I got mad at him because he was just being a bit of a geek. I turned around, will you just stop? Just like, shut up, you. And then I said, you, and he cut me off, and he went, go on, say it. And I was like angry, and I literally went from anger to quizzical. Yeah. I was like, what? Say what? And he was like, you were going to call me. And then I think he said either the N-word or brown bastard or something like that, like that. And it literally went from like genuine madness to him to like, huh? Yeah. Oh no, I was going to call you a C word.
Yeah, I was going to call you up.
Yeah, it literally. And then at that moment, I remember thinking, did you really honestly think I was going to say that to you? Yeah. Did you honestly think I even care like about that? And then after that, like there was no argument whatsoever. He was like, yeah, I thought you were going to say it. I was like, nobody. Yeah. No, what are you messing with? You're like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's good.
It literally jumps to my mind every single time when
I'm assuming that the school was majority white then, if that was the situation.
It was completely loads of mixed. Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it was Blackburn. So Blackburn's like a cultural mixing pot.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I don't understand why he thought I was going to say it, because I'm a mongrel myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was very bizarre. I just remember being literally, it took me from like DEFCON orange to like completely neutralised and just like, what? Yeah. It baffled me at all. Baffled me that you even think I'd do it. Yeah. Ultimately not racism.
I don't know. Well, I suppose it's just like obviously it does happen all the time. I'm mixed race, and I've had a lot of people when I was young, especially primary school, secondary school, because that kind of thing. People don't necessarily mean it. People just say shit.
Yeah, they say it because they think it's going to hurt you.
Yeah, like people say shit to get a reaction, and it did.
Yeah, got the power.
Yeah,
You were a bit of a rough and tumble, weren't you?
Yeah. Got a fucking smack in the teeth.
We're going to talk about Mr. Lewis being a bit of a naughty boy.
Yeah, but
to his younger years.
It was just like what you did though, isn't it? And also like especially
no, Lewis, no. No, it's not what we do. Most people didn't punch other people in the mouth.
No. Well, I haven't hit anyone for a very long time, and it's not a smart thing to do at all.
I had some racism towards me when I used to work on the doors. I used to work on doing security on the doors in the best of places, Burnley, Wigan, and Blackburn. Oh, yes, the best places. Yeah. Full of really, really, what's the word? Well-rounded people. Yeah. So when you used to kick people out, they get really mad at me. Now, I back then used to, go on sunbeds and stuff every so often. So I kept a nice look because, you're on the doors. There's opportunities. You still got to look good.
Yeah.
And someone I remember kicked someone out, and he turned around and he was like, warning now for all the Karens in the world. I'm going to say some racist words just because. So we don't condone them.
It's more the intent than the word itself.
Don't sue us. Anyway, so he turned around and kicked him out, and he went, "Oh, what are you going to do, you packy?" And I started laughing at him, and I went, "Nope, try again." And he went from like mad wanting to fight to, what? And I went, wrong. I'm not that race. You need a better racism, please.
Yeah.
And he was like, you black no. Can I
see your passport?
Could I have a hint? Could I have a hint, please? And he just completely ran out of steam and just walked off. I was wetting myself. It was the funniest.
Does he have glasses on? Playing Guess Who, just like.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, but because I had a tan and a bit of colour and didn't look totally English, he just went straight to his like go-to move. That failed, and then he was out of racism. I was like, you need to be a better racist.
Yeah. I was going to say, anyone who's brown but not black is a packy, apparently. That's literally it. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, really funny.
So
there we go. Racism, baffling, and we are not ultimate racists.
Not at all. As I said.
Not at all. But we do. If you're going to be a racist, at least be good at it.
Yeah, be good at it, man. Own what you do.
Funny
have some pride in your work. God damn it.
Have some pride in your bigotry.
Yeah, exactly.
Dumb.
You
dummy.
That all went from our favourite inspiration from cooking.
Really?
Yeah. God damn.
From cooking to ultimate racism, dummies. Brilliant. Okay, next one.
Are you going to say anyone who inspires you? Is it just your mum?
No, my mum.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I don't know how to cook something, I ring my mum.
Fair enough. There's a guy I watch on YouTube. I think his channel's called like French Guy Cooks or something. His name's Alex. He's like a skinny French guy with curly black hair.
Does he have a French accent?
He does, because he is French and he lives in France. Yeah. Funnily enough, I think he lives in Paris.
What are you going to do with this?
And his cooking's brilliant, and it's really simple. He does loads of like experiments. He's fucking really cool, and it's like for me anyway, it's the perfect balance of actual practicality of being able to cook the shit, but also is able to like elevate your cooking so you're not just reheating a pizza slice. Do you know what I mean? So it's real good. So if you like it, check out that channel.
What's it called?
I'm sure it's French Guy Cooks something like that.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Yeah, man, it's good.
See if you can improve my cheese on toast.
Croque
monsieur.
What was your inspiration to start your own businesses?
I hate working for other people. Pretty much. When you start a job and you know it's not going to be a job for life and you're just doing it for money, and someone tries to tell you something about like future prospects and something like that, and you just look at them and you go, yeah, I'm smarter than you. Yeah. And you don't realise it, which says a lot. If you really think that I'm going to be working in this clothes store for the rest of my life, you're a dummy.
Yeah. Similar for me, really, I suppose. I don't do well being told what to do.
No,
like within reason. Obviously, I can follow instruction, but I cannot be patronised too. Like, if someone
when they say stuff that's like the simplest of things, and then say, "Do you understand what I mean?"
Yeah,
and you want to punch them,
right
in the face immediately, and just like
face punching.
Did you actually ask me that? I'm going to stone cold stun you so that you can't explain it to the police properly.
Yeah. So like being my own boss was something that kind of I had to do because I wouldn't hold down another job.
Yeah, I'm the same. That just literally, I can work really well for people that inspire me.
Yeah.
So if somebody can teach me stuff relentlessly on the job, I'm all in. Like, I love it, but I rarely found that.
Yeah, it's super hard to find, isn't it? Like, I think as well because sometimes, especially when you're young and you're starting off in jobs that maybe, like, my situation there, you don't necessarily have to be that well qualified to do it. They're used to the cannon fodder of getting through people and fucking them off and getting somebody else in. So they're used to talking to somebody who they automatically have got like a negative idea of you just being another fucking idiot who's just gonna. Whereas really, maybe if they spent some time actually nurtured the you as an employee and helped bring you up.
You'd think they would, wouldn't you? Because you'd benefit them.
Yeah,
but no.
I think like people over time, people get cynical. Depending on certain industries, people get cynical, and especially if you're in an industry where you've got a high churn rate of like a lot of staff. If it's something like retail, and you're constantly people in, people out, Christmas temps in, people out, and
retail is the worst.
And also, they're just gonna have that negative connotation with the newbie. And
hey, if you're in retail and you're a manager in retail, hey, how about this? How about if your staff have tidied the entire floor and there's nobody in the store and everything's folded? You let them talk. Mm-hmm. Who's that hurting? How about you don't have them refold already folded clothes?
Yeah, God.
You powermongering dummy. Like, just make your staff will be happy if they're allowed to chat when there's nobody in the store or they haven't got anything to do. Let them chat. As long as the shit's done, you'll have happier staff. That's all that used to piss me off when I did those jobs. But also, if you're going to go into retail as uni, wherever you're at, if you're studying or you're looking for part-time work and doing things like that, just be prepared to be told to do the most mundane nonsense, literally so that you're doing something. Because apparently it's not okay to just have fun, ever.
Yeah, do you think that's like almost a bit of a power trip when people get that? When they're like, they've become a manager of something and they're just like, well, I can tell people what to do and they've got to do it.
Yeah, but I don't know, it must be. It's like, if your shit's done, what does it matter what they're doing?
Because when people look, literally the morale, because like that's something that gets so underestimated. So if somebody is a manager and they're listening to this and they do some of these things just because they think, fair enough, probably in their mind they're just like, okay, it's good practice. They're going to refold the clothes and blah blah blah. So there's like reports from people that were in concentration camps. These were like Jews in concentration camps with the Nazis.
Good tangent, go on.
Yeah. So they were basically they were trying to find ways to make them as miserable as possible while they were in these concentration camps. So at one point they had them digging their own graves, literally. So they were digging the graves.
That was the worst. You just made me laugh whilst talking about concentration camps because in my head they built.
Is it a camp to concentrate in?
No. They built a really shitty clothes store in the middle of the camp and just made them relentlessly fold clothes.
No, they didn't do that. They definitely didn't do that.
But my brain is not in a concentration camp. My brain is just like, so apologies.
So yeah, we have just gone from retail to like
camps.
Auschwitz.
That's horrendous.
So that
is the worst tangent yet.
So they literally
and we've had a tangent about me getting kneed in the dick. And this beats it.
Yeah.
But carry on.
So they were digging they were literally digging their own graves.
Just before you carry on, can I say that I'm in no way affiliated with Mr. Lewis. He is completely on his own in his storytelling moment now.
This is
I'm completely abandoning you.
Fair enough. No, I'm telling the story. This is information. So like they literally had them digging their own graves, and they noticed an actual increase in morale. They were happy because they were being productive. They were doing a task.
They were happy.
Yeah. Well, because effectively most of the shit they were doing was aimless. They were like breaking rocks and stuff like that. But they had an increase in morale.
Did they know they were digging their own?
Yeah, they knew they were digging.
They think they were digging other people's graves.
Well, it was maybe theirs, maybe somebody else's. It was, but it could have been graves for their family. But when they actually had the what they did to make them have the negative morale actually like really ran them down, they would get them to dig all day, and then at the end of the day fill all the holes back in because they're doing a pointless task. And that psychologically is like literally, if you are happier digging your own grave than doing a pointless task, that shows how important it is to actually like have meaning in life.
A purpose. Yeah, that's what we're talking about when it comes to how we're all feeling these freaking lockdowns.
Yeah, exactly. People lose a purpose.
And honestly, that is one of the main things I think that has affected me that I didn't realise was I have had so much structure by being able to go out and go somewhere, and that because I had a purpose of going somewhere to do something.
Yeah.
Whilst being in the house, that purpose is lost because just the day runs into itself, which runs into the next day, and you just each day is tumbling into the next as the same thing. So you just think, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow." This purpose and this lack of real deadlines, it all does accumulate, and eventually this could be something getting on top of you at home. So if you are feeling this, maybe really create some form of comeuppance for not hitting a deadline, like create some accountability somehow with those deadlines.
Use social media, use other people, tell people that you're going to do something, and if you've got a friend who's really on their shit and they're organised, like
get them to bug you.
Ask them, say like, mate, I'm really struggling with doing my training. Can you just like get on my case for a little bit? And
so when they're going to go training, make sure they message you going, "I'm training now. Get up. Let's go. Let's do this."
Yeah, let me know that you are. Or like, if it's like I'm struggling to get up in the morning, but like, do me a favour and just give me a call in the morning and just like make me get out of bed.
Because you can't get mad at somebody if you've asked them to ring you. So you're going to wake up and be like, "Yeah, cheers."
Yeah. And like that's normally the hardest bit, getting going. Like you said, when you started training, as soon as you did like your first set, you're like, "I'm a dick."
Not even that. As soon as I put the music on.
Yeah.
Literally, as soon as the music went on, I took my rings off and I was already, I had goosebumps. It's ridiculous. Like the difference in my mentality from 30 seconds prior. It's mad. And then I got so mad at myself because it takes such little to make me so much more happy. And I was just so consumed with my sofa-ness that I couldn't even turn the music. It was pathetic. It was just pathetic. You're fucking pathetic, Lex, today. You're a pathetic human being. You should be ashamed of yourself, and tomorrow we're going to do better.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I think I need it, mate. No, there's been a few days like this now. I've been very unproductive, and I need a good wallop.
All right, fair enough. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, so what's the story behind the Lee Enfield rifle?
Oh, okay. So the Lee Enfield rifle was, it's from my neighbour across the road, Dave, who some of you saw.
Dave.
Dave. He is Super Dave. Yeah. He just, the guy you go to who just knows all the answers. Yeah. He's just so good, or has a connection to something in it. He's just, And Dave is he does like clay pigeon shooting and hunting and all that kind of stuff. And he had the rifle and I liked it, so he gave it me for a little bit to see whether maybe I wanted it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And it's a legit Enfield from the World War as well. It's got the soldier's name, or the sergeant's name. I thought it would have been sergeant at the time. Do we have sergeants in the UK ones? We do, don't we? It's not an American thing.
I don't know.
Corporals into sergeant. Yeah, so it would have the... Yeah. Corporal? Sergeant. Dude with more pointy, stripy things on his shoulder than the other people.
That's what they do it for, the shiny things on the shoulders.
More stripies, please. It had his name on the actual gun itself, like in bronze.
That's cool.
Just, on the actual, on the stock.
What's his name?
Oh, I don't remember.
You could at least honour him.
Yeah, sorry.
Next
time. I actually really don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was it, isn't it? Yeah. It was like initials and maybe his rank number or something.
Right.
So maybe not this whole name, because it was just like a circle with the initials and something like. Yeah, it was cool anyway. Yeah, actual piece of history. Fair Been in a war. Two ways of thinking of guns as well when I had it. I thought when you look at it, people think of them as like a device to kill things. When I actually looked at it, I thought, that's been in a war, an actual world war. Now you can look at it two ways. One, this gun was used to kill people, or saved a man's life because it protected him from being killed. Yeah. And probably others.
And again, yes, I've saved other people, and then obviously all the repercussions of that one tiny little cog in the machine of the war that means that, we're not all speaking German.
I know.
And many other things that are going on. I probably wouldn't be here.
No, you're not blonde and blue-eyed. I'm not. We were gone.
Yeah. My missus would be all right. She's as Aryan as they come.
Yeah. You have to keep an eye on her.
I know. I do. I do.
So. Okay, next one. Let's hope we don't Holocaust the tangent on this one.
Oh, no, yeah. God damn. So, how did you get started in your fitness career?
I hate that story.
Come on. Do it like a quick fire.
I've always been sporty. Sport has always been something I do. It's what helps really focus me. And when I was a kid, if I got tetchy, Mum used to send me out for a run or a bike ride, and I'd come back happy. So I was always naturally in that kind of groove of life. I joined every team I could join and did all that. So
how did it go from hobby to career? Well,
I went from running at like the track. I got to use the gym early, so then I got to go into the gym, And then and then obviously I was watching Arnie and Bruce Lee and Stallone and all that. So in my head, that's how a man looks, which led me towards weightlifting. Then I played rugby at uni, and then when I came out of uni, I started fighting, did the fighting, ended the fighting, needed a goal, because when you're fighting, you have real stringent goals, and times and deadlines. So I decided to do a bodybuilding show and vlogged about it. That's where I started, and that's where Gymshark picked me up from.
Good, Dan.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I haven't got a fitness career. I just own a gym, so I'm not going to answer.
Yeah.
Right. How is Lewis so sexy? Lex?
Well, I would start with the hair.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can grow short or long hair and look good, and a beard, stubble or beardy, and look good. That's pretty much it.
I did ask that question, though. That was me.
Is that your own? Also, you have tattoos and eyes that go on forever.
Thanks, Lex. Thanks. Emma, listen to Lex and say these nice things to me. Okay.
Little
Opinion.
by little, Emma. Little by little, I shall have him.
Opinion of CBD products, both for relaxation and recovery from exercise.
Okay, well, personally, I've used them to help me sleep. They do definitely help me sleep. And I've used them when my mum's dog got stomach cancer. They wanted to put him down and said he had 3 months to live. I got him the strongest CBD oil from CBD Brothers, who are a really, really dope firm. If you have anybody that's sick or suffering, CBD Brothers, message them. They are brilliant. They'll even send you out free samples for them to try, just so they can help you. They're amazing.
That's awesome.
My sister used them for anxiety and everything. They sent her like gels, little tablet things, edible stuff, like all for see which one she prefer for free.
Yeah.
Like she sent them out, didn't even ask for postage.
That's
So
awesome.
they said if you can pay for postage, that's great. If not, don't worry.
Yeah.
Amazing. And anyway, the dog had stomach cancer. Vet wanted to put them down. 3 months, literally wanted to put him down. Mum rang me and told me about that. I said, Mum, go tell the vet to fuck himself. Because I was like, that's it. They just decided to put the dog down because he's got stomach cancer. I said, suck it. No. So we put him on a fish and vegetable diet, and I got him the strongest CBD oil. He had 5 drops in the morning, 5 drops in the evening. He wasn't eating before having it, and he wasn't energetic. His hunger came back, and his appetite came back, which obviously is going to help you fight anything.
Yeah, of course.
And he was able to sleep better, and he lived for another 2.5 years, and just went of natural hip dysplasia. Had to go because he couldn't walk anymore.
Yeah.
So fuck you, vet. I wanted to put him down.
Yeah.
So I really believe in it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get reputable source.
Yes, you'll find some good companies. I used one called Blessed CBD as well, and whenever you purchase,
I've heard of them. Yeah.
They'd send you out the lab reports that are done on that batch as well. So every batch that they made of CBD told you exactly what, because you've got to be very careful, especially if you're giving it to pets, because like THC can be toxic towards dogs, but CBD is fine. Yeah. And obviously there is trace amounts of THC in hemp, which obviously because it's the same with marijuana and whatnot. So you can they're in both, but in varying amounts. So hemp has a lot more CBD, barely any THC. Oh, sorry, THC.
Well, don't they take it from the male plants of the species anyway? So it doesn't have the ability to make you high anyway. You could literally.
It can still get you high. They don't take it from the males. From what I know, they don't take it from the males. The males don't bud, if I remember correctly, because you can still get high from hemp. Don't ask me how I know.
The CBD that I got, which is from them, there's no THC in it.
Not at all.
None at all. Like literally none at all. You cannot get any high from it.
I think. Well, okay. I'm not sure whether I don't know enough. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
But from what I'm aware, there's always going to be
I know some of the more raw stuff can have THC in it, because there's a benefit to having the THC in if you have a certain type of sickness or pains and stuff like that. But they will always tell you anyway, so you don't need to worry about it. When you're looking at whatever product you're buying, they're going to tell you if THC is in it or not, and whether you need to be careful. So,
from personal experience as well, I've used it. It's helped with sleep for me. I don't necessarily say that I'm an anxious person, so I've not necessarily used it for anxiety, but I know a lot of people that have, and it's been beneficial.
My sister has, and it definitely, she's felt a difference.
And my dog, Lanza, we had to put him down just before Christmas, but he, lived to a good age, and he was epileptic, and he'd been epileptic his whole life since he had his first seizure when he was just probably like 4 or 5 months old, and his whole life he'd lived through, quite a lot of seizures, a hell of a lot at, certain points, multiple a day. And he was on so much medication, costing us around about £500 a month, because he ended up on human medication because the dog medication wasn't working for him anymore. And it was just a case of adding more meds, and then it would get better for a little bit, and then we'd have to up the dose and up the dose until you get to that upper threshold, and then we'd have to swap it out for a different med. And right towards the end, when he was seizuring multiple times a day,
times a day?
Yeah, it was during the first lockdown.
How are you affording £500 a month to keep him going? Was he insured?
No, he wasn't. And basically, he was seizuring multiple times a day. We took him to the vets and we're like, what can we do? And they just said that basically, this is kind of how it draws to an end. The seizures just get more and more frequent and not manageable because they build up immunities to the drugs. And I said, like, what about because I had given him CBD several times at this point, in smaller doses. And the vet was like, I can't advise you to do it because vets are bound by their, what they're allowed to say. Unless it's medically backed, they're not allowed to. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just give him loads. And it was literally a case of, like, I saw the vets on the Friday. On the Saturday, we phoned up the people that put down your dog. And they come out. You have to register if you want them to come out to your house. And we registered with them because we were like, Sunday, we're going to have to get him put down. And all of Saturday, he didn't seizure, because I gave him a fucking huge dose of very strong CBD.
Yeah.
And then he went about 3 months without having a seizure, and the only thing I did differently was give him very large amounts of CBD.
Amazing.
And he, this was like right at the very...
That's against pharmaceutical, human medication for seizures.
And that's literally the only thing I changed. So, and I know some people dispute it, but there is definitely a lot of evidence that CBD and THC have a lot of neurological effects. And also, bearing in mind, he was on 4 different types of medication. He was on special food, which was rich in certain minerals and vitamins that were good for cognitive function, which was like 60 quid a bag. Yeah. Like we were doing
a lot.
We were doing everything. Yeah. We changed his, and then we changed him to raw food to see if that would help.
Isn't that the worst? It just goes off all the time.
Yeah, well, we were freezing everything.
Oh, yeah.
We were freezing everything.
We tried that with our but no.
So we were doing our best, and Lanza was a very anxious dog. So we made sure he got ran for an hour every day to get all his energy out. Like, we were ticking every single box to make it doable, and the only thing we changed was the CBD. So I know for a fact that had a positive impact on him.
On Griff, his stomach, he had a lump in his bowel.
Yeah.
He went back to the vet. The one who's put him down. Mm-hmm. He went back to the vet 3 months later. Lump was gone.
Oh.
He was 3 to 4 months later. Lump was gone. Couldn't find it. And the vet was, quote, baffled.
Yeah.
Yes, baffled. Wanted to kill him. Anyway, yeah. Sod you, mate.
So anyway, we'll get off that grim topic.
But lots of people have dogs, and these things are nice to know.
Yeah, it's a shit thing, but it happens, and it's part of having a dog. It's a good thing about having a dog as well. It's something that helps you mature as a person, doesn't it? Because eventually we all have to deal with death.
I bawled like a baby when they put him down. I was holding him in the boot of the car with my mum. Oh, I think I've never gone through that before. Because all the dogs I've had in my family have always just passed away whilst I've not been there. Mm-hmm. So I never holding him when he went. Oh my God, feeling those last breaths. Cried like a baby.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think worse than a baby, because man sobs are so much worse than a baby. Yeah. Ugly face and man sobs. Yeah, it was very rough.
Yeah,
he was a good lad, though. He was a good lad. Many happy memories. Anyway, next one.
Anyway, what is your height?
I think I'm between 5'8" and 5'9", depending on how stretchy I've been.
Yeah,
I literally will because I've got a tilted pelvis. Mm-hmm. My back will arch so much it actually reduces my height if I don't get my back mechanic back straight and in line. Yeah, massively. Same with my feet as well. If I stand with the way my feet want to sit, which is rolled in, mm-hmm. and not on the balls of the feet.
Yeah.
So imagine I'm a mess. I've got
the hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, I've got overly arched back, duck butting, and then rolled in feet. So my knees are obviously going in then. I'm much short if I stand tall. Mm. Yeah, a bit more like 5'9".
Yeah, I think I'm.
You're a bit more than me.
I think I'm 5'8", 5'9". I'm. In centimetres, I'm 175 centimetres, so whatever.
I really don't know. I don't measure myself. I'm not a big thing of measuring yourself because it's not something you can control. No. So unless you need it for something specific, I don't know why people focus on it so much.
No, I know I'm 175 centimetres because at the gym we've got a Fit3D scanner and you put in your height, and I do it in centimetres because that's the more accurate measurement tool. So that's what I do.
But yeah, I think most of the guys that I know, kind of that's average kind of, 5'8", 5'9" height. Whereas, some of you boys are some tall, lovely fellas, aren't you?
Fucking tall,
You
gorgeous
lucky
boys.
bastards, you lucky bastards. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but then I wear big boots as well when I'm out and about, so that makes me more than what I am.
6'4".
Sneaky.
Yeah.
When I wear my heels.
When he's got his high heels on.
I've got those stilettos on, mate.
You want to see Lex in his heels? God damn.
Lex Arena.
Right. Favourite UFC fighters and matchups you hope to see in 2021?
Oh, favourite UFC fighters. That's rough because they switch so much. Like I loved in the past, I loved Chuck Liddell. That was awesome. I love Frank Shamrock because he was just mental.
Yeah.
Current ones, I've got to love Tony Ferguson, but I felt really, really bad after his last fight against Gaethje.
Gaethje, yeah.
He just got lit up the entire. He's so tough. Mm-hmm. He just wouldn't stop. But it was like by third round, you're like, stop the fight, stop the fight.
Yeah.
He
There's no quitting Tony Ferguson.
No, none. He would fight with broken limbs.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, he has, I think.
Yeah, he would slide across the mat.
He would, yeah,
and bite your toenails. Like if that's all that he had.
I love Tony because of that, but I think what's Sugar? What's he called? Sugar.
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley. I think he is one to watch. He is
so much potential.
So just he's the skill level he has from every angle is insane, and he's so rangy and wily and very clever with his movement.
Yeah,
I really like him, and I think he's got a good mentality as well. I think it was bad that he got banned for weed for such a long time. What a load of shite that was. So he had a lot of time off, which actually stunted his run because he was on a real roll at that point. Mm-hmm. So hopefully we'll see him back a bit more.
Yeah, come on, weed is definitely not a performance enhancing
drug. It's a joke, man. What? It's not helping them win a fight, is it? It's going to help them eat Doritos.
Yeah.
It's not going to help them weigh in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke. At the end of the day, PEDs are PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. If it don't affect your performance, does it really matter? It's their lives. They can.
What next? You're not allowed to have caffeine. Too much caffeine before you
especially
go?
in America, it's legal in some states.
Yeah.
So just because if he's tested
well, it was
positive,
legal when he got banned.
Yeah, it's not a fucking performance enhancing drug.
And the tests are so ridiculously. What's the word? Detail's the wrong word. They're literally talking about micrograms of
trace. Somebody could have walked past him in the street and blown it. Although to be fair, Sean O'Malley's not exactly I've never taken drugs.
Yeah, no, he's definitely.
I'm pretty sure
he's probably a very well-rounded hallucinogenic user. I would have thought.
Yeah, I would say so. He seems the kind of dude.
The hair alone tells you.
Right, who we got? If you were trying to survive a zombie apocalypse, how would you do it? I literally answered. I answered this last week when I was
not on the podcast, just us talking.
Yeah, I was just because I was looking around Lex's and I was just because he's got how tall would you say those walls are at the back? They're
15 feet.
Yeah, they're tall ass walls, brick walls, and I was like, if there was a zombie apocalypse, Lex, I'm coming here.
Yeah.
But
then I was immediately what about the front gates? And you were just you just park some trucks across it. And
you just park a van or a big car across the front of it. Because the gate is solid, you just have to stop it from hinging over.
You just have to murder a UPS guy when he gets here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, UPS van across the gate.
Quick, it'd be sweet. Mm-hmm. You're right.
So
my strategy would be, you definitely. I think we did talk about this actually. Crowbar, because it's versatile for bashing and stabbing.
Yep, have a look at Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. It's an actual book, talked about in how you actually would survive. It's a legitimate survival book. It talks about how to start a fire and all kinds of stuff that's actually useful, but in the context of the world that has zombies in. It's a fucking genius idea. So
brilliant. Yeah. So we go. We'd be here because we have a fire place and everything. I've got a fire pit as well in the back.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. We could use that.
Mm-hmm.
We could cook the neighbours.
Could eat your neighbours, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
they're all quite old. They won't get very. We'd catch them easy.
Yeah, slow.
Yeah. So that's what we do. We'd eat our neighbours and steal a UPS van and put it across the gates, and have crowbars. Yeah, and get that Enfield back.
All right. Are you thinking about making an OnlyFans?
Yeah, dude. Do you know what you definitely should for feet, just for the hilarity of it? I would, if I wasn't contracted to legitimate firms, if I was just me on social media dicking around, I would 100% make an OnlyFans for like something stupid like my feet or elbows or something weird.
Yeah. Ooh, now you've got that little scuff on your elbow.
Yeah, scuff on that elbow. Look how
dirty, filthy scuff. Rub some Sudocreme on that.
No, they wouldn't say Sudocreme. They'd be like, rub some kiwi on it. Because they've got weird. They're already into elbows.
Use it to juice a lemon.
Grind an orange on it. Yeah. Oh, the pointier the better.
Spit on your biceps.
But no, not while I'm contracted to proper firms and representing people, because it's not the best.
I think you should, mate. No one would pay for my OnlyFans.
You're underestimating the amount of weirdos out there that are willing to pay money for stuff.
Well, so if this podcast takes off, I might actually make an OnlyFans. Let's see. Get me some fans, and then I'll have an OnlyFans. I've got no fans to start with. So, right, okay. Best experience, fitness and gym have given you. So
best experiences.
Yeah, I think that's what's the best experience you've had from the fitness industry.
Mine was going with all the Gymshark crew to Gold's Gym for the first time and LA for the first time. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It rapidly got crapper the more times we went.
Yeah.
But that first time was genuinely quite magical. Yeah, that was really cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I think Gymshark done
LA
it
loses its shine real fast.
Really?
Real fast. Smells of piss.
Really?
Really smells of piss, mate.
Damn.
It's if you want to practice for a zombie apocalypse.
Had you pissed yourself though?
Well, long
I was
flight.
walking around with
It's a long flight. I was jet lagged.
Everywhere smells of piss here.
Their drinks are way bigger than ours. I wasn't prepared. No, a great place to practice a zombie apocalypse is LA.
Mm.
Yeah, there's so many like homeless people on this like crazy drug that literally makes them zombified.
Mm.
Yeah, some of them like attack buses with their faces and stuff. Yeah, it's a weird drug, dude. Weird. But yeah, they're out there. So it looks like a zombie apocalypse is going on.
God damn.
Bad place. Because it's so warm, isn't it? And they can like, they're all on the beach and in the bushes and stuff. And so obviously they pee a lot as well, because there's a lot of them. They pee outside and you just get wafts of piss wherever you go. If you walk under any bridge in LA, it'll stink of piss. Heavily.
Man.
It's horrible.
Oh, I've never been. I've always wanted to go to America in general.
Just
and
go
like
further down that coast, you'll be right. Orange County and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a really, really nice place called Carmel.
Yeah.
And Clint Eastwood used to be the mayor of it.
No way.
We're 100% real.
God damn.
That's a true story. And it's beautiful.
We should do that one day. When we're allowed to travel and when I've got some time.
Yeah.
We should just do that.
We should just get
I've always wanted to do a gym tour of America.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because there's so many awesome gyms that have got like their own little YouTube channel and whatnot, and there's so many YouTubers that have made their own now. Like, I think that'd be sick just to tour around, just like...
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, just go and do that.
On bikes.
Yes, I need to pass my test. One of my mates actually from the gym...
2021 goal.
Yeah, one of my mates from the gym said that, because what's it called, the CBT license, is it?
You got to do CBT, which is where you get to ride the like scooters.
Yeah.
And then it's just basically road awareness. The only way you could fail your CBT is if you killed somebody
while doing
it. Yeah,
George. Yeah,
or
like
yourself.
My mate George. He said that he's like, and his has expired during lockdown.
Oh, they extended it surely.
Yeah, no, they haven't. So his has expired, so he's got to do it again. So yeah, and because I think he turns 24, so then he's allowed to be on the big bikes after 24. I think.
Big bike.
He gets a big boy bike.
Big boy bike.
So, how long are we doing for time?
We got like, I'd say about 3 or 4 minutes left.
Oh, right, sound. Okay.
Let's do a quick fire. Go.
Okay. Weirdest thing you've ever eaten or drank?
Oh, God. I don't know. I don't tend to eat weird stuff. I guess like proper baby octopus or squid, because it was like whole. And it literally was like a full, like, what, not tentacles cut off, like the whole thing.
Oh, I've had that as well.
Yeah, I felt really bad afterwards because they're intelligent animals.
Yeah,
so I haven't eaten it since.
I did that. It was like calamari, and they were like baby squid, but they were whole. And I bit into them, and it popped, and boiling hot squid goo flew down my throat, and I was like,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was pretty rank. I'd finished them, but it wasn't what I was expecting when I ordered. Like, I think it was called like baby calamari, expecting the little rings of calamari.
It's even worse that we titled it that, isn't it? Baby calamari. Like, we were proud that we've murdered these little baby things.
Yeah, it was rough. That wasn't nice.
No.
Right.
Update on the old bourbon as we've been going. It's definitely got a nice heat to it overall, and the heat runs around the back of your palate, but doesn't go down your throat. Even once you've swallowed it, the heat stays in your mouth, so it's not a throat burner, and it is definitely really sweet. The more you drink it, you can really get the hit of the sweetness first. So yeah, it's a good one, people.
We've got quite a few here that I want to try and fire through.
Right, go.
Is there a scheduled release date for Reckless?
Yeah, we are aiming for May, but obviously with everything going on in the world, it is a bit of a clusterfuck trying to get everything made and delivered on a certain time schedule, because like everything's doubled up on times and we don't know how that's going to go, especially since we've had Brexit. So we're aiming for May, and we'll keep you updated.
Tips for an up-and-coming personal trainer, how to stand out from the crowd.
Oh, I don't know. Don't be a boresomeness person. Don't be boring. Be fun. Make things really simply explained. Break it down and make it accessible, I guess, to people. Be accessible. Don't, like, if you go and talk to a normal person about the fundamentals of a squat and they've never squatted, they're going to lose interest real fast.
Yeah.
So like just... Yeah, I'd say make routines that anybody can do that will still get your heart rate up and challenge you.
Yeah. I would say don't worry about standing out from the crowd. I would worry about working with clients and actually getting experience, because doing your PT course, no offence, but fuck all.
The PT course, I've done it. It's actual lies.
Yeah.
Nobody trains like that. And then nutrition, bro. It's all bro science.
Yeah.
I was literally in the middle of it having to keep my mouth shut. Like, I was like, this has all been disproven.
Yeah. There's so much.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, PT qualifications are dog shit. And not saying that what you know is dog shit, but unless you've got further education from that, or unless you're better educated from before you did your PT qualification and you're just doing the qualification as a formality so you can actually be a PT, you need to spend time working with clients and actually getting to know people, because a massive part of it is actually the psychology of how you deal with people and their motivation
100%.
More than actually showing somebody how to perform movements properly.
And use your fucking common sense as well. Like, I saw personal trainers having like overweight people trying to do planks, which is just ridiculous. Yeah. They're not going to have the core strength. One, a normal person finds a plank tough. Yeah. Never mind somebody who has a lot of extra body weight on top of them they shouldn't be holding. And then you're going to try and make them hold a plank when they couldn't. It's ridiculous. So all that's going to happen is they're going to fail or hurt themselves, and then they're going to feel shit and not want to do it again. And also, don't be one of those PTs that just beasts people to make them feel sore so they think they've done something and come back to you. Be legitimate and give your clients and everything realistic timelines as well. That's really important. Okay, next.
Give us your best cowboy yeehaw to celebrate Jim's opening BCB inbound fist bump. And this is Brett versus Godzilla.
And it's suitable because we have the cowboy whiskey.
Yes.
So I got one for you, right? You ready? Okay. Yeehaw! Cowboy!
God damn. I felt confident at that moment. No, I've literally just made my cowboy yeehaw wither away. That was really good. I'm not even going to do one. Fuck that.
I think we just deafened everybody there.
Okay, if you could delete calories from one food, but it had to be eaten daily, what would it be? Biscuits? That was flat out.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to say crisps.
Yeah, no, biscuits.
Fair enough. When was the last time you got drunk?
Last Friday.
Yeah, it doesn't take us a lot. We do the glass.
We keep going after the podcast.
Yeah, normally we'll have another one at least after and watch a film. And that's pretty much us done. What's your dream bike? This is for you, mate.
Oh, I can't answer that because there's so many different bike categories. So that you don't, if you're a motorbike rider, listen, you don't own one bike. You need like 3 or 4. You have different bikes for different purposes. So, but what I would say is one of my favorite bikes I think I want to own is probably going to be like an original, like Enfield from literally the World War era. Yeah. I definitely would like to own one of those. They're not fast, they don't things, but they're just heritage, and they're just they've lived through something. So I really love that.
Yeah.
If it had to be a modern bike, I think I would probably pick something. It's so tough. There's so many categories. I can't answer that. I can't answer the modern bike one.
Fair enough.
The heritage one, yeah. Go on.
I know nothing about bikes, so
one
that goes vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom vroom.
I'll just say a Harley Davidson just because.
Do you actually though really want a Harley?
Yeah.
You actually do.
Yeah.
They are cool. I like them. I'm not against
cool.
them at all. They're too much money for what they are.
Big, thick boy, heavy bike.
You want the fat boy.
Yeah. Or one of those like
do you know what the
big
best...
American like Orange County chopper ones.
The best. I think if I had to have a Harley, I'd have the Breakout all like tuned up. The Breakout is like a balance between like the smaller bikes that like the what do they call them? The irons.
Yeah.
And then there's the fat boys, you know, which are the ones with the tire the size of the earth.
Fat boys.
So they're like in between, and they're a little bit more movable, and they're really nice to ride. They're really like torquey and really comfortable to be on. And I felt like I was happy on that, like giving it some.
Yeah.
But it didn't need to go too quick to enjoy it. So I would like that. I have been looking recently at a converted like BMW K1100, which is like a big old touring bike, but then they chop it all up and it looks really cool. It's a bit like my K75. But yeah.
Did you ever watch Long Way Down or Long Way Round?
Watched them all. Long Way Up, stupid. They did it on electric Harleys. I'm not against electric bikes, but what I'm against is the fact that they couldn't go off-road. The entirety of the purpose of that the Long Way Up and the Long Way Round was off-road on GSs.
I didn't know there was a Long Way Up.
Oh yeah, they've just done it.
Recently.
On Apple TV.
And is it Charlie Borman and Ewan McGregor?
Yeah, they just finished it. They just did it. It was like in the last 6 months.
I know. I didn't even know that.
And it's on electric Harleys.
Yeah, because the other ones
basically it's them riding trying to find a plug socket in places where the power grid's not strong enough to charge the bikes. Yeah, it sucks. It's a shame. Don't know why they decided to do that.
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
I think it might have been because Charlie Borman had a bad accident and his leg was a bit duffed up.
Right.
So he probably wouldn't have been able to do the adventure style bikes like the GSs.
If anyone's seen that, how many fucking times did Ewan McGregor get fucking fuel? Like, was it petrol in his eyes or diesel in his eyes?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't happen on a daily basis.
Every time he filled the bike up, he'd spray himself, wouldn't he? I've done it again!
Yeah, just there, just like opening his eyelids and firing it in. Oh, God,
it's the long way down and the long way round are brilliant.
Yeah, they're
the
awesome.
long way up is really good when you're just watching it for Ewan and Bourne. They're great still together. They're brilliant. Yeah. And where they stop is amazing. Yeah. It's the in-betweens where they're on the bikes and they like can't go over 67 miles an hour and they're watching their range constantly and it's just meh.
Yeah. I haven't because they're old now. That's got to be like 10 years.
12 years.
I was going to say I was at
11,
school when
years, yeah.
I'm sure I was at school when that came out.
It's if you haven't seen it, it's so dope, and you can watch it on YouTube. It's old, obviously, so don't expect it to be HD, but just what those bikes can do should make you want to. Basically, it's amazing.
Like Ewan McGregor and Charlie Borman just jump on some bikes and they just travel the world. And it's
they literally ride like over Mongolia and stuff. Yeah. They go where roads end.
Yeah,
and they keep going.
Yeah,
it's insane. And it's amazing.
Spray fuel in their eyes constantly.
They have some proper nightmares.
Yeah,
but yeah.
What about that bit where there was like they were where the arms dealers were? Can you remember that? And they go to that party where all the arms dealers are, and they're all just there like firing AKs.
Yeah, they go to they stay at a random person invites them to stay at house because they recognise Ewan McGregor, and then partway through them going to this place, the guy just brings out like an AK-47.
Yeah, and
it turns out he's a little bit of a naughty man.
Yeah,
maybe because
fuck.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Like, I've seen you in Moulin Rouge.
In the latest one, he gets recognised for Star Wars, which is bizarre to me because he's in the worst Star Wars movie ever.
Yeah.
Those movies are dreadful.
It's amazing he survived.
They are dreadful, dreadful movies. He's not bad in them, but the movies are just dire.
No.
I refuse to... Originals and then... I don't even know if I like the newer ones. The new one is just there's so many holes in the plot. It's ridiculous. Like it's like Swiss cheese. Like they're using the Force to encapsulate themselves while they float through space and don't die. Shut up. Like if they can do all these things, why didn't you kick back to the first movies? Like, why didn't they use that there? Why didn't they use that there?
Yeah,
it's just nonsense. When he projects himself across the universe to actually have a physical fight, Luke Skywalker, you're like, what? No. Shush.
You seem to remember these much more vividly than I do.
Because I got angry at it in the movie. And that guy who's in it that went to all the... This is going to probably bug people now, but I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. He went to all the like Black Lives Matter stuff, like whittering on about privilege. He's a multi-millionaire actor who starred in probably one of the biggest franchises in history. And he's complaining about his lack of opportunities because he's black and starts crying at these marches. I'm just like... Are you for real? The black guy who's in the new Star Wars movies.
Right.
You've not seen them?
I've seen him. I know what you mean.
He's the guy who can't act very well and he's lucky to be in the movies anyway. I don't care what colour skin you have. It doesn't matter if you can't act. Like, he's a bad actor and he's blaming the fact that he hasn't had lead roles. You don't have lead roles, mate, because you suck. You're the Ron Weasley of the Star Wars episodes. You do one face, you watch it, there's one scene, and it's the bit before Han Solo. If you haven't watched it, spoiler alert, don't listen to what I'm about to say. Han Solo, when he dies, because obviously, like Harrison Ford's like, I'm not doing all the
The
movies.
oldest shit.
Yeah, I'm not in all these. He's in the back, literally going, huh? Huh? Like that face. Like, huh? I'm not exaggerating. And he's just got the hammiest face you've ever seen, and it's like so noticeable that I was like to my mate in cinema, can you see that? And he's like, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. God. And then they nearly kill him at one point, and then they don't, and everyone in the cinema was like, oh. And the old camera has given up on us again. It's had enough for the evening, and we have gone on way over our normal time limit. So you're welcome for the extra nonsense.
Yeah.
And if we offended you, that's your problem.
Yeah. I'm afraid that is. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry that happened. We didn't mean it.
It's not intentional, but sometimes it happens.
But we did cover some pretty stuff tonight.
It's hard not to offend people nowadays.
Yes. So
but that's perfectly within. That's it. Within your rights, you can be offended, and I can also not care that you're offended.
Because we nice folks. Yeah. And you're lovely for tuning in and seeing us again in episode 7. Thank you all very much. We're going to leave you now and go and have a few more tipples. So,
yes. Spank you very much.
Thank you very much, and toodle pip.
Toodle pip.